Hi there folks, and welcome to the Word Solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 161. So our first story is to do with the environment. A rather incredible story, I think. What this Scottish company's managed to do is melt down all these single-use plastic bottles and actually turn them into tarmac that you can actually lay roads with. Anyway, we're asked first of all to calculate the weight of a single plastic water bottle in grams, because 20 tons of recycled plastic has been turned into these pellets, and it's the equivalent of 1.25 million plastic water bottles. Well, first things first, we have to give the weight in grams, because think about a plastic water bottle, an empty one's quite light. So we need to change tons into grams first of all. So 20 tons, if we multiply it by 1,000, that's the number of kilograms in 20 tons. And to change that into grams, we need to multiply by 1,000 again. And basically what we want to know is how many times does 1.25 million go into this number here, which is 20 million. So of course, because it's how many of them go into that, that means it's a divide. And we need to write 1.25 million out in full, so it's 1,250,000. And this gives us an answer of 16 grams. So the company are claiming that the plastic comes from a mixture of commercial and domestic waste. So 60% of the plastic used comes from commercial waste. So what proportion comes from domestic waste? Well, obviously, if 60% comes from commercial, then 40% will come from domestic. Now, we have to give our answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So of course, 40% means 40 out of 100. But we can simplify this fraction by dividing top and bottom by the biggest number we can think of. I mean, some people like to divide by 10 by taking off a zero and dividing top and bottom by 2. But you can do it in one step. The biggest number you can divide top and bottom by is 20, because 40 divided by 20 is 2, and 100 divided by 20 is 5. So the answer we were looking for there was 2/5. Okay, what we've found here is a chess piece sitting about in somebody's attic. Has managed to sell for £735,000, when in fact it was only bought for £5 all the way back in 1964. So how would we work out the profit there? Well, to calculate profit, we take the buying price away from the selling price, and there's quite a disparity between the numbers there, of course, isn't there? So that comes to this number here. Probably the best way to have done that would have been to do it mentally. So now we need to give the answer in words. So it's going to be 734,995. So after reading a story like this, if you ever think that you might have some valuables hiding about in your attic after seeing how much this sold for, my advice would be that you checkmate. Anyway, that was just a wee joke to finish with there. So okay, on to our USA story. So it's that time of year again, the 4th of July. So it's Independence Day, but it's also the date of the annual Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Competition. So we have to work out how many hot dogs that the two winners, Miki and Joey, ate. And there's a wee kind of cryptic clue here that they both managed to eat a prime number of hot dogs. So it tells us that Miki managed to eat more than 30 hot dogs, but less than 35 in 10 minutes. So that means if it's more than 30, it would be 31, 32, 33, or 34, because of course it can't be 35 because it's less than that. And we have to decide which number it is. Well, we're told that it's a prime number. So best way to look for prime numbers is to cancel out the even numbers first of all, because of course prime numbers are numbers with exactly two factors. So 2 is the only even prime number. So we can rule out 32 and 34. So 33 we can clearly see is in the 3 times table. That's got 4 factors, 1, 3, 11 and 33. So 31 in fact is a prime number, so we know that Miki ate 31 hot dogs. Now it tells us that Joey ate 40 more, so if we just add that onto 31, that means that Joey ate 71 hot dogs, and 71 of course is a prime number because you can only divide it by 1 and 71. So, cracking wee story here from Dumfries. So, Robert Chambers is now the world's fastest carpet fitter in the whole world. So he managed to fit a 12-metre square carpet in 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So first of all, we were asked what was the previous record time that he beat. So he beat it by 1 minute and 47 seconds. So basically we need to add that time onto his. So best way to do this is to do it in stages. So add the 47 seconds on first of all, because remember this isn't like adding normal numbers because we're not using the base 10 way. So if we add the 7 onto the 33, that'll give us 40 seconds. And if we add 40 seconds onto 40 seconds, that would like take us round to 20 seconds in the clock face, wouldn't it? But of course it would take us past the 5 minute mark. So if we add 47 seconds onto 4 minutes 33 seconds, we get 5 minutes 20 seconds. And of course we need to add the minute on as well, so we can clearly see that the previous record is going to be 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So he didn't just beat it, he beat it by a considerable margin. So we're assuming that the carpeted room is rectangular with a length of 4 metres. So what is the perimeter of the carpeted room? Well, to get the perimeter, we add up all the sides of the room. And if we know the length, we also need to have the breadth. Now, if the area, as it tells you here, is 12 metres squared, that means to get the breadth, we can do 12 divided by 4, which is 3, because 4 times 3 would have given you that area of 12. So now that we know the breadth, we can get the perimeter by adding a length of 4, a breadth of 3, a length of 4 and a breadth of 3, and adding those 4 sides together to get a perimeter of 14 metres. So there you go, folks. That was our What Solutions for the Daily Rigour for this week. Hope you enjoyed answering these questions. Stay tuned for next week's edition when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and bye for now.